cash register, computer. Now, in a garage, small garages particularly, you may see two computers. One of them belongs to Napa. They provide computers for some of their customers. That would go on the front of the form. It's not yours, it's Napa's. You'll bill Napa for it, not you. Or you may have in your garage, in the waiting room, a Coke machine or a Pepsi machine, or a Mr. Coffee, or whatever, one of the coffee companies. That goes on the front of the form. They pay, not you. If you go to the local beauty shop, they got mirrors, they got sinks that have holes in them to stick your head in, they got chairs, they've got clippers, the chair, aside from the swivel chairs that they work on you in, they usually have some side chairs and a couple of coffee tables and things like that. That's all personal property. Signs are personal property. And those are small businesses, and every town has a whole bunch of them. You may have a real estate broker. Yes.
Can I interrupt you, Matt? I was actually at the last roundtable meeting for the town last month, and a question came up about this back then, and a number came up of anything less than $1,500 wasn't going to be valued. I'd just like to know where that number came from, or if that's changed, or why.
I was asked, is there a minimum? And I said, no. However, it doesn't make any sense if a business has less than a total value of $1,000 to $1,500 to spend money to collect what little you're going to get.
In total.
Right. In other words, if you had $1,000 worth of value and the tax rate was $25.50, that's $25.50 worth of taxes that you would pay. And it costs the town $30 to collect it. It doesn't make sense. It's an aggregate, not an individual item. There is in the law book an item about personal property, personal use of $1,000 that says that if we as the town were collecting all personal property rather than just business, an item in your home that's not exempted. Now, exempted items in personal use, personal property would be stoves and refrigerators and couches and TVs and beds and so on. But what the towns go after is, the riding lawnmowers, the boat trailers, the skidoo trailers, the four-wheelers. Those things are not excised, so they're personal property. Campers are personal property if they're not excised. But what happens is, if that item is worth, if you paid $12.50 for it when you bought it, 2 or 3 years down the road, it's not worth $1,000 anymore. It's exempted out. That's what that. Yes.
This is all great, and your explanations have been wonderful, but I think what we're all here for tonight is the fact that 20 years of the town not recording these kind of things and charging these taxes, we have come and we've given people this at one of the worst economic times that we have. Businesses that I look around and I see that are struggling, and you're going to put a bill on us of several $1,000s. Yeah, that's going to happen, Pat. It is going to happen. It's a reality. And I've spoke to Steve about this. And I don't think anybody's against paying their taxes, but it's a non-enforceable law, and in my opinion, it's ridiculous to do it at this time, regardless if it's right or wrong, Pat. Regardless if it's right or wrong, I see people here that are hard-working people that I know live the same as I live, and for us to pay another $2,000 to $3,000 more in taxes at this time it's out and out ridiculous.
Amen.
Anybody who has that kind of a bill probably going to get it all reimbursed.
But where do you get it from in the first place when you don't have it?
I can't answer that.
That reimbursement is for certain age equipment and newer. Somebody who's barely got their nose above water running around with junk. And
It's another tax money. I mean, it may
You
be-
charge me $135 for a 1948 tractor
No, ma'am,
and
I
a
didn't.
1970. Two tractors, you charge me $135.
Okay, I don't know what they're worth right now, I haven't run them through a computer. But the fact of the matter is that they're probably only worth, what, $2,000 or $3,000 total?
Bo, but you charge me $135.
When? Last year?
Just this last tax bill.
I was working off my predecessor's information, that's all I can tell you. Now we're trying to get it correct. And the fact of the matter is that if you had $2,000 worth of equipment, the tax bill would only be $50. And
I'm just telling, I gave the bill to one of the town
I
councilors.
saw it, I had a copy of the bill, and that is a fact.
I say, I was working off of my predecessor's data.
Well, also the fact is that she went over to the excise counter,
Mhm.
and she had the items excised, that ended up being, you
About
mind, Mitch?
38
About
bucks.
$38, so I guess people have that option.
Yes,
If
they
you
do.
have items.
But you didn't give me that information.
You can
I
do that.
asked you about that, and you said it's not gonna be any cheaper over there.
Generally speaking, on newer equipment, if you pay excise tax on it, you've lost the money. But if you pay personal property and get the reimbursement, you get the money back. I did not know the age of your equipment. I mean, I was just getting started in here last year and I took all of Mr. Sampson's information and ran with it.
I think on that reimbursement, that's if you buy new equipment.
That's
I bought
right.
new equipment last year, to get reimbursed, and I missed the deadline of December 31st, so I didn't get reimbursed
You bought, when did you buy it?
last year.
Then you wouldn't be taxed on it until this year.
I was taxed last year.
You haven't missed anything because you can file these better forms.
My accountant tried filing, I'm not sure if it was that one with the state, and he said I had to file by December 31st of 2009.
No, that's not
They-
right.
No, that's not right. No.
I follow it every year.
Yeah,
It's
you're a year
definitely not
behind,
right.
so you got plenty of time to file still.
How did you arrive at the list of businesses that you came up with? Because you said, you know, you want this process to be fair and equitable, and you're going on people having signs or business cards someplace.
Mhm.
But I can assure you, because we've had this conversation in meetings in the past, that people may have home businesses where they don't have a shingle,
Mhm.
you know, it's word of mouth,
That's right.
counselors, daycare homes, that kind of stuff. How can you say it's gonna be fair and equitable if it's only people where you see a name on the side of the truck or, you know, mail goes to that address? I mean, I'm willing to pay my taxes as well, but I can tell you that our business doesn't start and stop at our home. We merely have the name on the side of the truck because it's a federal motor carrier regulation that we have it there. We have Lisbon Falls, but I haven't got a tax bill in 11 years. I mean,
Well,
this is the first time.
See,
that
we don't
I've gotten
know
anything.
who businesses are or where they are. We take whatever data we can find and we send out questionnaires, and that's what these forms are. Now, I've got at least half of the questionnaires that have come back as non-viable businesses. The yellow people, basically we read the yellow pages, we pick up business cards, we see the sign, we see advertising in the various local newspapers. People put signs on the side of the road that say, "Hay for sale," and we just keep notes as we're going all through the year. We're out doing inspections of building permit stuff, and we see a sign that says "Hay for sale," so we write down the location and what it is, and we send out a questionnaire.